Recently, This is America and the World traveled to the Republic of Kazakhstan in Central Asia. It's a part of the world we know little about, yet is emerging as a region and country of great importance. Eurasia encompasses both Europe and Asia, while Central Asia generally refers to the countries bordering on Europe, Iran, Afghanistan, Russia, and China. Kazakhstan is one of 15 countries which gained independence in 1991 at the time of the breakup of the Soviet Union. Politically, socially, and economically, it's the most successful of all of the countries referred to as the Stans. Culturally, the country is home to 130 different ethnic groups and 40 major religions, yet Kazakhstan is a stable country and is becoming an emerging voice on the world stage. On this program, we'll take a look at the exciting future for Kazakhstan. This is America and the World is brought to you by the National Education Association, the U.S.-China Education Trust, and F.Y. Chang Foundation, guided by Ambassador Julia Chang Block, President. The League of Arab States, representing 350 million people in 22 member countries. ANA, Japan's largest airline with an extensive network throughout Asia. Japan, history, hospitality, and advanced technology. Sharing tomorrow. The Petroleum Group, expertise with integrity in the fields of oil and gas, exploration and production, energy, and infrastructure. The Republic of Kazakhstan, a rich history and a future of development and growth. The Rotendaro Family Trust. The Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings. And Ventana Productions, television facilities, editing, and distribution services. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world with only a population of 16 million people. However, the country thinks big, and in 2017, Kazakhstan will host the World Expo.
Expo 2017 is a huge and a very big event that will take place in Kazakhstan, and we are holding it, as I said, in 2017. But the basis for this event was made through the efforts of the government and of our president of Kazakhstan, so as to make it possible to hold this event in Astana. And that is why today we are trying our best. We are making every effort to make the exposition to be held in Astana in a proper way, to make it very beautiful and very nice for everybody who will be visiting Astana in 2017. And we are expecting representatives of more than 100 countries from across the world. And the exposition will take place from 10th of July to 10th of September 2017. And now we are making every effort to finish the construction of all new buildings and the construction of all these unique buildings that we are planning to construct by 2017.
A major reason for Kazakhstan's economic success is oil. However, global warming is very real in Kazakhstan, so with eyes on the future, the country is developing renewable energy sources and green technology. We paid a visit to Astana Solar and took a tour of the facility which assembles solar panels. The next day, I talked with Kazakhstan's Minister of Energy. When you hear the term global warming or climate change, is that a real thing?
Это серьезная проблема на самом деле.
This is a very serious problem in our civilization and in our world. So I watch news and I watch all that is happening in the world, and I see that even glaciers in the mountains are disappearing, and if we can watch this in Kazakhstan because the amount of water and glaciers up in the mountains is reducing. And I think there are many reasons for this, and one of them is global warming. So it's really a serious problem for our world, and we should try to reduce the emissions of CO2.
And you can see that right here in Kazakhstan, huh?
Да, yes.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
We visited the solar plant yesterday.
Солнечная электростанция.
It's interesting that this plant is a solar power station itself. So it produces solar panels and uses these solar panels in order to generate energy. So thus we managed to reduce the consumption of energy at this plant.
In 2017, there is a World Expo here in Kazakhstan, and the theme is future energy. How do you see energy changing in Kazakhstan and throughout the world?
Ну, энергетическая ситуация сейчас.
So mostly nowadays we use coal for generating energy. This is 73%. 18% goes for gas, 7% for hydro energy. And we should understand that energy is quite a difficult system, and it takes time in order to make change here. And we need at least 10, 20 or 30 years in order to change the system. And we are going to enhance the usage of alternative sources of energy, mostly solar energy and wind energy. And according to the plans, the usage of alternative sources of energy will be around 10% by 2030.
2050. President Nazarbayev always has these long-range plans.
Yes.
2050, you and I and President Nazarbayev might not be around. Mm-hmm. What do you think the energy picture in Kazakhstan will be 2050? Because you said it takes some generations to achieve it. So what do you think the energy picture will be? Percentage: oil, gas, coal, wind, solar, power, atomic. What do you think it'll look like?
I think so. Maybe 30% of energy producing will be renewables plus atomic energy. Because of atomic energy, my opinion, is green energy. Green energy, renewables. Atomic station, but it will be more advanced safety nuclear power plants in the world. Other energy will be used coal, but it will be a very safety from environment point of view producing, using coal, gas, and hydro energy in the mountain, because in the south and the east of our country we have enough resources, hydro energy.
You paint a very good picture, optimistic picture.
Yes, I try to be.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the education. Expo 2017 will draw 5 million visitors to Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan has plenty to offer in the way of history, culture, and tourism. The government-sponsored opera house in Astana is a testament to Kazakhstan's commitment to the arts. We paid a visit to the opera house and talked with its chief press officer and the artistic director of the ballet. What is the importance of this building in Astana?
The building is 64,000 square meters big. It consists of 4 blocks, which are 2 blocks are the main lobby and the main hall. There's also a chamber hall where we are right now. The chamber hall seats 250 and the main hall seats 1,250. Also, there are rehearsal rehearsal rooms, dressing rooms. We have over 60 dressing rooms with 8 VIP dressing rooms. And we have 26 rehearsal spaces, and each part of the theater has their own rehearsal space, like big and small orchestra rehearsal spaces, big and small choir rehearsal spaces, and also the same for ballet and for opera.
How big is the company and where do the dancers come from?
We have a very large ballet company. It's almost 97 people, which is rare in all the world theaters. We have like more men than women. We have 45 men and 43 women, and which is rare because generally there are not enough men in the ballet company. And the ballet company is very young. It's the regular age is like 23, 24 years old for the ballet artists. And the ballet artists come after an audition that is held each year. And after they pass the audition, they sign a contract for 1 year. And the year after, there is another audition to make sure that the form of the dancers is professional and well. And where the ballet dancers come from is the ballet school in Almaty. I can tell that the quality of the dancers is quite high. As artistic director, I'm like happy and glad and proud of each of their accomplishments, their creativity and their creative growth. I'm of course proud of all the artists of their creativity and proud to be in this theater.
Expo visitors can travel 2 hours by car outside of Astana to experience the spectacular mountain views of Borabai National Park, or they can take quick flights from Astana to Kazakhstan's cultural capital, Almaty, or to Shymkent to experience the authentic history of the Silk Road. I talked with the general manager of the stunning new Rixos Hotel that will be open to visitors next month, well in advance of the Expo.
Very welcome to the Rixos Shymkent, the latest hotel in Kazakhstan.
It is absolutely stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. Tell me a little bit about the rooms and the amenities, and then we'll look at them through the eyes of the camera a little later.
Well, the hotel has 177 rooms, and the number 7 is the lucky number in Kazakhstan. So that's a good thing about this hotel already. Good beginning. We have a lot of suites. We have the largest presidential suite in the country of Kazakhstan and the largest royal suite. In fact, the 11th floor is floor with 2 suites, occupying about 1,000 square meters.
Wow.
Yes, and we're expecting President Nazarbayev to be our guest here very soon.
When we come to this part of the country, we've been in Almaty, we've been in Astana, now Shymkent. Yeah. There's a lot of history in this area, huh?
There's a lot of history because Shymkent was on the Silk Road, so a lot of trading happened here. And we are in the south, most southern spot of Kazakhstan. So here is where the agriculture used to grow and was traded to other parts along the Silk Road.
In Shymkent, I also had the opportunity to talk with the mayor about his historic city. Tell me about the story of Shymkent. It's a very old city, isn't it?
Shymkent is a unique city. And it's an ancient city. It has 2,200 years old. The population is counted as 850,000 people. Shymkent a plexus of different cultures, traditions and languages. We have a very favorable climate and all year round sunshine. But the way, it's very similar to your Texas.
World Expo coming to Kazakhstan. So this will be a big tourist attraction for Expo.
We expect that Expo will come to our Shymkent because our city is one of the ancient cities in our Kazakhstan, and we have many historical places, and also we can develop our tourism from our history.
A couple of hours from Shymkent by car takes you to the city of Turkestan and its 700-year-old mausoleum, the burial place of Kazakhstan's holiest man and many of its heroes, kings, and queens. We were warmly welcomed, toured the bazaars, visited its artisans, and spent hours at this holy site.
This is the mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, which is the spiritual center, capital center of Kazakhstan. And the mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, it was constructed at the end of the 14th century by Emir Timur as a respect to Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, because that man, Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, he was the man who has spread the religion Islam first to this region. That is why he became as a holy man.
And how long did it take to build?
They are telling it take more than 7 years.
And who is buried here other than that great spiritual leader?
Yeah, the mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, it is not only the burial place of Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, it is the burial place of 1,000 people, the 1,000 famous people in our Kazakh history, like Khans, heroes, sultans. The mausoleum, it consists of 2 floors, and on the first floor we can visit 12 rooms, which are the biggest room, the Kazandik room, Jamaat Khana room, it is also called the burial room of Khoja Ahmed Yassavi, the kitchen room, the mosque room, the library room, the big ceremonial room, the small ceremonial room, and the well room. These type of rooms we can visit on the first floor.
So it's a tourist attraction, but it's also a very famous spiritual center.
Yeah, by constructing this mausoleum in this city, Turkistan, the city Turkistan, it became as a second Mecca.
Why is the front apparently unfinished?
Yeah, this portal, it is called South Portal, and it is also called as unfinished portal, because Emir Timur, he couldn't finish this portal because of his death. Some of kings, they tried to finish this portal, but they couldn't because they didn't know about the plan of this mausoleum.
And other sides have beautiful mosaics, huh?
Yeah, the other sides are the portals like west, north, and east portal. They are finished, fully finished, and they are decorated with beautiful mosaics.
What happens, or what is going on in this entire area that we're surrounded by like a wall?
And this mausoleum in ancient time, it was surrounded, it was closed with such kind of wall, fortress wall.
A fortress?
Fortress wall. Yes, there was 4 main gates for entering to this city. 4 main gates. And behind this wall there was a city, the ancient city, first which was called Shavgad, later it became to Yassi, and nowadays from the 15th century it is called as Turkestan.
Tourists and visitors to Kazakhstan will quickly learn that right from the beginning, Kazakhstan has always looked toward its future. Thanks to the vision of President Nazarbayev 20 years ago, the country established a unique scholarship program called Ballet, which is now paying handsome dividends for Kazakhstan. Young people, educated abroad, many of them speaking English, are beginning to take leadership positions in government, business, and education.
In 1993, President has established this scholarship, and starting 1994, around 50-60 people, they were sent annually to 5 countries mostly: United Kingdom, United States, Germany, France, Russia. Now the geography has expanded to 33 countries, over 200 universities, and now every year we send about 1,000 students, because we are here to train future leaders of Kazakhstan, who will lead any sector, any field, government agencies. This is how, I think this is a mission of the program, to prepare, train people, future leaders. Actually, many of them are now 40 years old, the first cohort of people, and many of them are very top political government politicians now. 20 political appointees are Bolashak scholars now. I think 5 or 6 deputy governors of each province now is a Bolashak scholar. Now we're talking actually about sending to the regional authorities to send at least 1 Bolashak scholar to head local small provinces as well.
When you went abroad, where did you go abroad?
Michigan State. I did my master's degree.
Do you sign an agreement with the government to work for the government when you come back?
That's true. You have a contract and you have an obligation to come back and spend at least 5 years in the country. It's up to you where you want to work. You can work for private or public business. It doesn't matter. You can work for the government as long as you stay 5 years in the country.
There are success examples that you can give me of people who are both working in the government and also working in the private sector, of young people like yourself?
I have a lot of friends who work and they started their own business, the startups, for example, in different areas, in business, television business, for example, and all kind of others, and manufacturing, for example. Some of them are successful investors themselves. They have connections abroad, the places they studied, their classmates, for example, so they start their joint ventures here in Kazakhstan. This helps too, to have some friends abroad. And many of them actually in the presidential administration, in the parliament, in government entities, you name it, they're all over the place.
Young people is very important for the country, and as I told before, young people are mostly half of our government authorities in Kazakhstan. So since even they don't have like a long experience, they are in a good step with their modern dynamic world, and they put the young experience, the young creative ideas in order to put the country in a highest level.
How old are you?
45. 45.
Are you one of the young people?
I think so.
While many people do speak English and everyone speaks Russian, the majority of the population speaks some Kazakh. Using the internet to preserve its culture, the country has developed Wikibilum as a Kazakh language website similar to Wikipedia. They're also working to incorporate the Kazakh language into Google Translate.
We go further, and now, for instance, we have our own platform. We call it Kitab KZ, which is book KZ, and we are building an online library that gather all the information in Kazakh language as a book, audio files or video files. So the idea is to collect all the information from, let's say, traditional source, paper-based, and converting them into the digital format and make it available for free for those who are looking for them.
In addition to hosting the 2017 World Expo, Kazakhstan has also put forth a 2017 bid for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. With its strategic location, bold trade agreements, independent political alliances, and economic successes, Kazakhstan continues to emerge as an important country on the world stage.
Our president and the founding father of the country is a great visionary. Yes. In fact, I would dare to say he's one of the most experienced and skillful political leaders of nowadays, right, of modern political life. So he always had a vision for Kazakhstan to become an independent, modern democracy. So from the very first years of independence, we always had a strategy, a vision, right? Like in many countries, they have, a 4-year plan, a 5-year plan, okay, a 10-year plan. But we went a bit beyond that. The first strategic document, vision of the president, was the Kazakhstan 2030 program. Okay, we already passed that. It was fulfilled earlier than expected. So we'd have a 2050 program, a 40-year program, the vision of the president to transform Kazakhstan. And one of the key principles of his vision is evolution, not revolution.
For information about This Is America and the World and to watch all of our programs, visit our website thisisamerica.net and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. This is America and the World is brought to you by the National Education Association, the U.S.-China Education Trust and F.Y. Chang Foundation, guided by Ambassador Julia Chang Block, President. The League of Arab States, representing 350 million people in 22 member countries. ANA, Japan's largest airline with an extensive network throughout Asia. Japan, history, hospitality, and advanced technology. Sharing tomorrow. The Petroleum Group, expertise with integrity in the fields of oil and gas, exploration and production, energy, and infrastructure. The Republic of Kazakhstan, a rich history and a future of development and growth. The Rotendaro Family Trust. The Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings. And Ventana Productions, television facilities, editing, and distribution services.